Are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo? Or does being the strongest make you Satoru Gojo? Well, this nigga might be the strongest sorcerer, but he sure as hell is the worst teacher I have ever seen. And I'm being so 100. It is crazy to me that we are living in the same universe where when you search the greatest teacher in anime, Onizuka from GTO is in the same pixel as this bum Gojo. Okay, let me not call him a bum, but like, how else do you describe how bad of a teacher this man is? Like, I don't think this man has taught any of the students shit.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yo, I will never understand how people say that Gojo is the Kakashi sensei of JJK. Like, when the ugly stranger calls you twin. No, bitch. Like, what the fuck? But this video isn't just me mindlessly screaming. I'm gonna give a step-by-step, point-by-point reason as to why I believe this man Gojo is the worst teacher in all of anime.
You are my special.
This is a spoiler warning. This video does contain content from the manga, so if you're an anime only nigga, yeah, there are gonna be some shit that you have. Yo, bro, am I real life about to give a spoiler warning for Jujutsu fucking Kaisen? Like, we all know what happens. We've all seen it, but this is just a spoiler warning just in case. All right. So to prove that this man isn't the teacher that everyone says he is, what better way to start it with his most recent and greatest failure? Itadori Yuji. Now, don't get it twisted, because this man Yuji, he is an extremely good Jujutsu sorcerer. If I'm not mistaken, if he's not the best, he's at least top 2. And none of that's thanks to Gojo. If anything, it feels like he is trying his absolute hardest to get him killed. Like, for example, did you know that they sent this man Yuji into his first mission without even knowing how to use cursed energy? Like, you see what I mean? He wants this man dead. But I don't know. I guess they were just so surprised with how he handled himself at the high school that they thought, nah, we don't need to train him. So they sent this man in blind. They just gave him a knife and called it a day. Oh, and speak of knife, you ever wonder why he never uses it again? Well, that's obvious. It's because Yuji's more of a hand-to-hand fighter. He's just much better with his fists. He prefers the us. Now, the reason why I brought that up is because not only did they send this man in without knowing how to use curse energy, they couldn't even be asked to just take an hour out of their day to just give Yuji a bunch of weapons and let him toy around and find out which one best suits him. No, they just gave him some random ass knife they found in the kitchen and called it a day. And do you want to know how I know they just gave him a random weapon? It's because they did the same thing with Yuta. Yuta only started using that sword because Gojo said one day, yo, Yuta, pull up. So this is our weapons locker. These are our weapons. Just take the sword. Didn't even ask him which weapon he would prefer. Has he used any weapons? Just, oh, here's a sword, take it, go. Thank God that Yuta was suited to use a sword. Because if he wasn't, he would have ended up exactly like Yuji. But you know what? I'm not even gonna fully blame this on Gojo. Only half. Because I think this is a problem with the entire Jujutsu society. Because apparently, no one seemed it appropriate to train the kid who is literally holding the king of curses inside of him. So, you know what? Good job, Gojo. Good on you for not going against the grain for the better of your students. I mean, it's not like he died. Okay. Maybe I'm being a little too hard on Gojo. I mean, sure, he's made a few mistakes. A lot of mistakes. But, I mean, there is one thing that he's done that even I have to acknowledge. Because Gojo taught Yuji how to use curse energy. Good job, Gojo. You know what? Maybe I was wrong about you. I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, genuinely, good job. You know what? Have some points. You deserve it, Gojo. You might actually be a good teacher. And I'm immediately taking that shit back.
What the fuck?
Why? Well, it turns out Gojo didn't actually teach Yuji how to properly control cursed energy. Todo did. Okay, then what did Gojo teach him? What Gojo taught him was a technique called
KT.
This technique is when you harness your cursed energy into your fists, and when you make impact with something, it explodes. It's an extremely good technique. Honestly, I genuinely have to give credit to Gojo for teaching him a technique that really does suit Yuji as a person. Too bad teaching him this without fully understanding cursed energy is extremely stupid. Okay, imagine if Jiraiya taught Naruto how to use the Rasengan without teaching him how to properly control his chakra. Sure, he would be able to use the Rasengan, but not any other jutsu, and his Rasengan wouldn't be as strong because he doesn't fully understand how chakra works. That's the same problem with Yuji. Because he doesn't fully understand how to use cursed energy, this technique is not as strong as it should be. Plus, it's extremely easy to read for high-grade curses. You know how I keep on making jokes about Gojo trying to get Yuji killed? Unironically, if Mahito wasn't toying with Yuji, plus Nanami not being there, he legitimately could have been killed, and it all would have been Gojo's fault. Why? Well, yep, that's enough teaching for today. My shift's over. Get the fuck out. And you know what the sad part is? He genuinely could have taught him. I mean, Yuji, he's extremely gifted. He's a prodigy child. He's an extremely quick study, but he'll get it later. But I mean, maybe he was just having off day, you know? Maybe it was just Yuji. 4. Let's take 4 of Gojo's strongest students and let's see how much he contributed to how strong they are now. First, we have Maki. Maki, she got her reverse curse technique while Gojo was stuck in the box, so didn't do shit. Next, Yuta. Yuta, this nigga learned everything by himself on his King Von shit. If he wanted Jugon, he'll do it by himself. And I think it's pretty safe to assume he learned his domain expansion by himself. Probably when he was out in Africa or something. So, yeah, again, didn't do shit. Next, Yuji. I mean, just went on a whole rant, so didn't do shit. And last, and definitely not least, Megumin. You know what? I'm gonna do something super special. I'm gonna be extremely generous. And even though this hasn't been stated anywhere or written anywhere, I am going to be generous and say Gojo taught Megumin his curse technique, domain expansion, fuck it. I'll even throw in Maharaga. He learned how to use Maharaga from Gojo. And I'm only giving him credit for this because he knew him when he was a little nigga. And this nigga is dog shit. Yeah, you thought I forgot? Patient Zero Potential Man. Yeah, this nigga Megumin is trash.
Can I get $1? Just give me $1. That's all I need.
All this potential and can't do shit with it. And it's all because of one man. It doesn't matter if he taught him everything he knows, because at the end, he ended up like this. When you train under Gojo, you die. Well, obviously not literally.
Holy fuck. I'm coming.
But if you train under this man, you will not reach your greatest potential. Let's go back to Yuji for a little bit. Imagine a world where Gojo was a good teacher, and he taught Yuji how to use his curse technique and domain expansion before he even went out on his first mission. Imagine how easier his life would have been. Remember when people were crying for bad things to stop happening to Yuji? That's all because of Gojo, by the way. If he was just a competent teacher, so much of the bad things that happened to Yuji would have never have happened. Don't forget, Yuji was able to go toe-to-toe with Sukuna after learning his curse technique and domain expansion yesterday. So just imagine if he learned that shit from the beginning, how easy shit would be. First off, he would have never have been traumatized at the Shibuya incident because he would have been more than strong enough to defeat everyone. His friends wouldn't have died because he would have been strong enough to defeat Mahito. Let's go a little further back. When he fought that special great curse, he would have never have lost, which means he would have never have died, which also means he would have never have made that deal with Sukuna, which also means Sukuna would never have taken Megumin's body, which basically what I'm trying to say is, if this nigga Gojo was just a good teacher, he would have never died. Hey, how's it going? You doing good? How's the video? Oh, that's good. I just wanted to stop the vid so I can ask you to do something for me. Don't worry, it's quick. I just want you to subscribe for me. Come on. It won't take too long. Just hit the subscribe button. I hope I'm not making you feel uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna stop till you hit the subscribe button. Come on, hit it, hit it, hit. Oh, you hit the subscribe button? Perfect. Let's get back to the video. Now I think I've proven more than enough why Gojo is such a bad teacher, but I just wanted to slow down the video to talk about the real reason. The first one. Gojo, he assumes too much. You see, the reason why Gojo doesn't feel the need to teach his students more than just the basics is because he assumes that his students will understand how to do the harder things later on in time by just going out into the field. And yes, I understand that a big part of jujitsu sorcery is learning how to control your emotions and using it to your aid, and you can only really do that when you're in life or death situations. But the problem is, he's just not teaching them everything that they need to know. He keeps assuming that they'll just learn everything by themselves. He keeps assuming that everyone's like Yuta. Yuta is someone who already had everything, he just needed the motivation. And that's how Gojo treats his students. He just sends them out into battle and expects them to get everything by themselves. But that's just not how that works, because not everyone's like Yuta. And the second reason, Gojo doesn't say what he thinks. Towards the end of the manga, Gojo had a conversation with Yuji, and he was talking about how he knows all of his students can surpass him. And when I read this, I thought to myself, when the fuck did you ever say this? But that's the thing, he didn't say this, well, as far as I can remember. But this is what he was thinking, and that's not a good thing. A very big part of teaching is showing your students the basics and all the things that they need to know. But another very important part is showing your students what they're capable of. And that's what these words of encouragement do. Because sometimes a student's not able to see that for themselves, and Gojo not saying what he's thinking is genuinely holding them back. Don't forget, Megumin started using his curse technique in creative and unique ways because of an off comment that Sukuna made. When Sukuna said that he was a waste of talent, that's where the infamous "I have the potential to beat special grades" come from. That genuinely inspired him, because before then, Megumin was putting himself in a box, and those words legitimately made him realize that he's better than what he thought. And that's what Gojo should have been doing. But he just didn't say that. He let it all stay in his head until the literal last second. So yeah, with these two reasons, plus everything else I just said this entire video, I think this shows more than enough why Gojo is not only a bad teacher, but that he might actually be one of the worst teachers in all of anime.
Legendary players do. Kobe Bryant broke his fucking hand, and he did that. That's what legendary players do. LeBron, legendary, 3-1 comeback, came back. Kevin Durant got his foot on the line, went into overtime. He did score, bro. He didn't put up no buckets. Stop calling that man legendary because he won with Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever, Klay Thompson, a top 3 shooter ever. Stop calling that, because when Westbrook went down, he got smoked out by Memphis. When they played the Spurs, he got smoked out. When they went up against Golden State, he blew a 3-1 lead. He choked. Legendary. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, even fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson as a rookie, 45 points,
Larry
17
Bird,
rebounds, triple-double. Larry Bird,
Go.
legendary. These are legendary. Hakeem Olajuwon is more legendary than Kevin Durant. That's what we talking about right now. Stop talking about KD like he's this guy. He's not that guy. He's a Slim Reaper. He's garbage when it matters. He's garbage.